School days around the world. School days around the world. What is a school? Is it a building with classrooms? Or can it be any place where children learn? Let's take a journey around the world to see what school is like for kids in different countries. You will meet some children who live at school and others who have to walk a long way to get there. You will see schools with libraries and computers, but also schools with hardly any books at all. Schools around the world may be very different, but children everywhere like to have friends and learn new things. Perhaps they are just like you. School children around the world. Meet these children and see what their schools are like. Tamatoyo goes to school on Rarotonga, one of the Cook Islands in the South Pacific. Just as I slide off our family scooter, I hear the pounding of the wooden slit drum. Thang, thong, thang! School is starting! We stream into school like a river. I am glad the ceiling fans are on. It gets hot on our tropical island. Our teacher always wears flowers in her hair. Kia orana! Welcome, she says. Let us practice the Ura language. The drum sounds for lunch break. We race to the whale-watching fort by the sea and pretend to be fierce warriors. After lunch, we dance hupa, swaying hips and swinging arms. The whole school does our traditional island dance. Raphael attends an international school in Singapore. In my class, there are students from 15 different countries. Most of us speak several different languages. I speak Dutch, English, and Spanish. Aman is my best friend. He speaks Hindi, Chinese, and English. At lunchtime, we eat in the canteen. We can choose Indian, Western, or Chinese food. My favorite is lo mein. I have the best teacher in the world. He likes taking photographs, and so do I. He reads to us and helps us write stories on the computer. My favorite place in the whole school is the library. It has books about everything. We can take the books home, too. Sometimes we have a craft fair to raise money to help children in other parts of the world. Lu goes to public school in Shanghai, China. Shanghai is a big and busy city. It takes us half an hour to drive from my home to my school. My school is also big and busy. It has more than 2,000 students. There are 43 students in my classroom. Each day we study 8 different subjects, including Chinese, English, math, and music. I like gym class best. When it is time to change subjects, there is no bell that rings. Instead, classical music plays over the intercom. Sometimes I go to the computer lab and play games. I want to become good at Yu Mao Kui, so I practice after school. It helps me get big and strong. Alina goes to school in Taraz, Kazakhstan. I am out of breath by the time I reach my classroom on the 3rd floor of my school. Lots of stairs. Today it is my turn to water the plants on the sunny windowsill. Our teacher arrives and we open our books. Reading is my favorite subject. I especially love Kurmash, a magazine for Kazakh children. School is over at 12:30 p.m. Grandmother is already waiting on the big couch near the office. How was school, she asks. It was fun, I say. I skip rope all the way to the market. We buy oranges, potatoes, and a big bag of warm barsaks. When we get home, we will eat some with our tea. Marta goes to school in Azezo, Ethiopia. I walk along the dusty road with my Codegna, Ayana. It is early morning, but already the sun is hot on our backs. I am blind, so I hold my friend's hand tightly and she helps me around the potholes and cow patties. There are 70 students in our class and 500 in our school, but many more students use the same school. That's why I have classes only in the morning. In the afternoon, 500 more students come to learn. Our language is Amharic. Someday, I hope to learn English too. We are learning all about Ethiopia. I listen closely to what the teacher says as she writes it on the board. I may not be able to see, but I can imagine everything. At noon, Ayana and I hurry home to help feed the ox and cow and to fetch water from the village well. Mati goes to school in Kikima, Kenya. My friends and I live in an orphanage because our parents died. The sun is barely up when I hurry to school to sweep the floors. The students and teachers arrive, and we gather at the flagpole for mboya and announcements. We learn in Kikamba, the language of our people. We have books that were donated to our school. I like to look at the pictures of animals and people in different countries. When I grow up, I want to be a pilot. Maybe then I will be able to get to see these faraway places. Back at the orphanage, I change out of my school uniform and I do my chores. My friends and I share meals in a room. We do homework, talk about our day, and fall asleep when all grows quiet. Bilge goes to school in Alatarla, Turkey. My school is in another town. I ride to school in an Okul Tasti. Children from more than 50 villages get to the same school in the same way. At school, we line up for the flag ceremony. Then we all go to class. My school has a science lab and a computer lab. My favorite subject is math. We all eat lunch in the big dining hall. Then we rush outside to play soccer. Camilla's brother, Johannes, lives in a boarding school in Germany. Today is Visitors' Day at my big brother's school. His school is far away from home, so he lives there during the school year. I like to visit him. Part of his school is an old schloss. Johannes lives in a stone house on the school grounds. He shares a bedroom with 3 boys. Students eat together with their teachers in the dining room. Everyone has to help clear the table after meals, just like at home. The students learn about nature and science. They also learn how to sail. My brother showed me a dinghy with white sails. I can't wait to go to school there and learn how to sail on the lake. Johannes loves life at school. He has many friends there, but I think sometimes he misses home a little bit, and even me. Annika goes to school in Copenhagen, in Denmark. My school is like 2 schools, one in the city and one in the forest. In our city school, we sit in a circle on the floor and talk about many things, or we make music and sing songs. For lunch, we eat rye bread with cold meat. Some days, the school bus takes us to our forest school. When we get there, we run and climb on an old boat. We play on swings and with a ball. We are almost always outside, listening to birds, learning about plants and insects. Even in winter, we are outside, bundled up in Flyverdrakter and hats to stay warm. Luciano goes to school in Merida, Venezuela. On days when I am lucky, my father drops me off at school in the taxi he drives. The bell rings at 8:30 a.m. We greet our teacher. Buenos dias, profesor. The classroom is bright green. There are posters on the walls. Our teacher says bright colors help our brains learn better. My favorite subject is music. I play the violin and dream of playing in a big orchestra. School is over at 12:30 p.m. I walk home along busy streets. Later, I do homework and chores, but I still have time to play soccer with my friends. Anna goes to school in San Luis, Honduras. I walk an hour from my home in the hills to our new school. My padre helped to build the school. The people from our village helped too, and others came from far away. The school is made of bricks and has a metal roof. When it rains, the water pings off the roof. It is noisy. We have 2 teachers who teach us how to read and write. I like to write stories and draw pictures for my little brother who doesn't go to school yet. Sometimes a nurse visits our school. She teaches us how to brush our teeth and stay healthy. One day, a van comes full of backpacks. We each get a backpack with books and school supplies, even running shoes. Amy and Gwen are homeschoolers in Alaska, USA. The world is our classroom. School starts when we wake up and is over when we go to sleep. Every day is different for us. We might do math in the car, visit a tide pool, or read in bed. Our house looks like a library and sometimes like a messy art gallery. We go on field trips too. Last week, we went fishing and helped to haul in a huge halibut. We spotted a minke whale. Back home, we researched whales. Even in the winter, we hike and camp, or we work by a cozy fire, making corn husk dolls and a First Nations longhouse from little logs. Shanika goes to a First Nations school in Alberta, Canada. In the morning, I walk across the reserve to school with my mom or dad. We call it the Pink School. I guess you can see why. First, we have breakfast. Then we do math and language arts. We also learn our traditional Cree language. We all have our own tablets to help us learn. My friends and I eat lunch at school. Bannock loaded with beans and cheese. We call them bannock tacos. After lunch, Kokum Anita comes to tell stories. Other elders teach us powwow dances, drumming, and how to raise a teepee. They also hold feasts where they pray for us, and our whole community shares tea, soup, bannock, and berries. Schools everywhere. Teachers and students all over the world make every school special. Do you have a favorite book or magazine that you like to read, like Alina in Kazakhstan? Are you learning traditional dances, like the children on the Cook Islands and in Canada? Or do you like to help others, like Raphael and his friends at their craft fair in Singapore? Every child has the right to an education. Education means more than just learning how to add numbers or spell words. It also means learning to understand how children in other countries live. The whole world can be a school. The end.